see a lane swap, SKT would be the ones that want to initiate it. Because right now, LemonDogs should have confidence in their straight-up lane matchups.
So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. It is Game 2 of the Season 3 World Championships here live in Los Angeles in front of this packed house. SKT T1 are going to be playing as the blue team, and LemonDogs from Europe are going to be representing themselves on the red team. So, big
and that's a little bit smart because they predicted that SKT would have an entrance ward into their own jungle, and LemonDogs walked through it, but then didn't let SKT know that they've walked back. So now SK Telecom has to be a little bit cautious of wherever they look in their red jungle.
And they've got that ward. There is actually 2 wards there, by the way.
Oh, what is this?
You just could see they were double stacked. LemonDogs want to fight for this red buff, it seems.
And SKT has stayed around a little bit longer. They are on the wards of LemonDogs, and they might try something sneaky over the wall here. They're going to wait for SKT to get on the red buff and try to set a trap.
Oh, look at them all. They're all ready to go. Miffy comes around the side there. He's going to throw out the hook. They're getting in towards Mandu. He has to flash away. Bengi taken low. He's forced to flash away as well. And LemonDogs successfully defend the red buff. They didn't get a kill, though.
No kills. Nuke Ducks never move on Swain, gave him nothing. They burned LemonDogs playing in a lot of those different places. Even before Gamescom, they were saying, wow, we qualified for Worlds, or, you know, we're the #1 seed. This was an extremely successful season for us, you know? And they're just kind of saying, let's see how far we can take it. Prediction-wise, yes, there's a lot of European hopefuls that think LemonDogs could do crazy things, but if they don't make it, they're a new team, right? They have plenty more to do. What is strange, because SK Telecom T1, they're also a pretty new team. They did not do well in Champions Winter. I don't even know if there was a team then.
It was the spring.
Yeah, but then spring they finished like 8th, and summer they won.
Yeah.
But that's a short span of time. They've been together as this team for half a year, right? But yet they're expected to be this amazing powerhouse. They've never been on a plane before. They've never been outside of Korea. Yes, they're amazing at League of Legends, and they've dominated the Korean League of Legends scene, but we don't know what these outside factors are going to be for them. The pressure that comes from these guys. #3 seed in Korea, but expected to win.
We have Mandu and Piglet in this top lane. Taken low already. Mandu already under pressure here. Piglet's trying to return that pressure, but look at Miffy trying to keep them lashes going. He's taken low himself here. Mandu keeping pressure on him. Very aggressive stuff early on here. The bottom lane, though, we haven't talked about it. It's going to be Zoro0 on Malphite up against an Elise for Impact.
And this is not a good matchup for Zoro0. Impact should be able to do what he wants to him early on. He's already shoved up to the turret, and that's what almost everyone on SKT is doing right now. They're generally shoving their lanes here, which can give Bengi an opportunity to make some counter jungle plays. But Dexter waiting in the wings for a gank.
He manages to land the slam on Piglet. Piglet goes down. First blood there. It was Dexter that managed to take it up. Mandu'd been the focus for so long, but Piglet gets targeted. Today, Nuke and the LemonDogs will be looking to blast past Korea's SKT and their mid laner, Faker.
Yeah, we got to introduce you guys to Faker if you haven't seen him already. His playstyle and SKT's playstyle is just built around mid lane. You know, it makes sense because he might be just the best mid laner in the world. He consistently wins matchups, actually. Straight up. And it's generally, he's the carry if they win in the games. He actually won the MVP of the summer season when SKT won the summer season of OGN. Dexter trying to make as many ganks as possible happen now.
Faker realizing what was up here. He's not going to get caught out that one. He's not going to get slammed either by Dexter. Instead, the charm will land and turns the damage back around. He read that one like a book. Yeah. He kept well away from that CS, and instead, he's going to turn around and continue farming.
I would have been fairly close to maybe using a flash away from that one. But Faker just casually walks out, lands a charm onto Dexter, and that's effectively forcing the back from Dexter in the jungle and giving Bengi an opportunity to get a bit of a foothold in the jungle.
So we're back in the game. As you can see, the hook straight on towards Mandu. He's going to get locked up. The damage coming out. Tabs goes aggressive. They may even get on towards Piglet. Piglet's going to have to tumble away from this one. They want to get this man in the middle. Faker, he's actually quite far up his lane right now. Miffy has come in. If he can land that death sentence, it would be very well aimed. But Faker, once again, just strolling on away from that one. And
SKT definitely shows the least amount of weaknesses of all these teams. Thinking about the way they play the game right now, it's very mid-lane focused. And their jungler, Bengi, is extremely counter-jungle heavy and almost just pressure-oriented rather than someone who camps a lane or farms a lot. He has low farm, high ward control, and a huge amount of just overall presence of the game. It's one of the reasons Faker can succeed so well.
Impact and Zoro0 down that bottom. We haven't seen a great deal of them because, frankly, there's not a lot going to happen so far between them.
I gotta say, though, considering it's a teleport versus an ignite, It's a good lane, but Dexter, he's going to have to smite this away, otherwise Bengi's stealing.
He's going to have to go for it, and he does, so that's actually going to be taken away from Swain. That's quite important. The flash comes out, Nukeduck's going to get locked up, the charm comes in there, and now Faker is managed to get a soul battery. Faker goes down. Dexter can turn this on his head, but Bengi, now he's got the help. Impact comes in there on towards Zoro. Zero has got unstoppable force available. He does manage to use it. Zoro is going to get on towards Impact. Impact will go down, but Bengi manages to counter it. Dexter going down as well. Bengi gets away from it. Both of them back away, and he's going to take the Wolves as well.
May as well get some counter jungling in after a 2-for-2 there, but a little bit of counter jungling as well. But that was all about getting Faker going, because they wanted to deny Nukeduck of a blue, and they ended up kind of denying Faker of a blue buff as well. Nukeduck needs a lot of farm if he wants to be able to live through Faker. Knowing that a teleport is up for Zoro Zero, it is a potential 5v3 at the Dragon for LemonDogs, and Faker is actually just trying to get a catch right now.
He's going to go in for Nukeduck, sidesteps the charm, doesn't get landed on, manages to avoid all of the damage. Nukeduck knew that Bengi was close by, and it does mean that LemonDogs actually, they're going to try and counter this and go for Dragon. If you're trying to keep him at bay, but Zoro Zero, he's under a little bit of trouble.
This could be a gank right now.
Look at Dexter come in and stop all force, gets your Soul Battery on towards Mandu. Mandu, though, hadn't locked up. Stranglethorns goes down. He may be able to walk away from this one. Zoro Zero pulling the pressure down. Piglet tries to turn it back around. Piglet, can he kite it? No. They're going to go towards Piglet now. They have to back away from this one. Piglet has the damage to turn it back around. He's going aggressive. We're seeing Bengi and Faker joining the party. They're going to come to this top lane, and Nukeduck is not following.
They have to get out of here because Bengi and Faker could pick up double kills right now. Nukeduck's trying to come up, but they just don't have the time.
Bengi sits, lays away. They're going towards Piglet. He seems to be the focus target. Zoro Zero is going to get locked up. Can they go towards Piglet? No, they can't. Piglet comes in. They pick themselves up a double.
Yeah, Nukeduck has lost presence in this lane, and Dexter is walking on top of wards right now. It's a very dangerous time in the game because since both mids just picked up their blue buff, both junglers want it back.
That is the bottom lane turret. First one of the game going down. Dexter comes around the side. They're locking on towards their Faker. Not going to land. Instead, the charm comes in there, and now Bengi gets on towards him. He can kick him towards the tower. Dexter in all sorts of trouble. He's going to go down. Faker picks up the kill.
Over the past 5 or 10 minutes here, SKT's been pulling back. A lot of it has to do with things that we can't necessarily notice. Faker's only 17 farm up on Nukeduck, but Nukeduck has been pushed to his turret this entire time. And Faker's been able to make moves kind of side to side, as well as Bengi getting ward control within LemonDogs' jungle. It's made farming very dangerous for LemonDogs, which means they've had to be a lot more cautious about the moves they make, and it's taken the aggression away from them. That's why SKT has been able to farm up a bit better in the lanes now, and it's basically forcing LemonDogs into making some potentially questionable decisions. I know that LemonDogs has struggled a bit in the season if they're a little bit inactive. They will generally wait for the game to kind of lose around them if they're losing and know how to farm up. They're not the best at playing from behind, and their playmaking ability has been taken away. We can see already now SKT planning a 4-man dive with all their ward control. They're the ones looking to create action since LemonDogs is so defensively waiting back.
Oh, I think Nukeduck tried to bait that one, but he may well turn back around on him. Is he going to have enough coming out from that lifesteal? No, he's not. Faker pops that DFG and just pulls the trigger.
This is the reward for what SKT has been doing for the past 10 minutes. Every lane has been pushed up. They're slowly scaring LemonDogs off, creeping their wards into LemonDogs territory, and it's allowing them to make plays.
So Impact keeping pressure on, and again, Bengi taking away those wolves. Every time he comes into this jungle, takes away those key gold items, just like Impact is doing right now. 70 gold rolling his way instead of Dexter's. And he's also taken away the Wraith as well. So the entire jungle of LemonDogs has just been pilted by SKT1.
Because of how well SKT is playing the Vision game right now, it is just not a realistic proposition for LemonDogs to do anything aggressive.
Dexter is trying to come in, but look at this. They're baiting in there. Piglet's going to be the focus, and he is going to get melted. Unstoppable Force was used out there. They're trying to get on towards Impact, but Impact has just repelled away from this one. Zoro Zero is getting absolutely melted at the back there. Dexter comes in on towards them. Faker's going to be the target. They do manage to get Bengi down. Faker taken low, but he's not going to be enough. And Piglet joins the party. He comes around. Nukeduck gets condemned on the wall, gets dropped down there. Tabs did take down Faker, but he's the last man standing. And that is going to be absolutely destruction. It's a 4-for-2 to SK Telekom. Some interesting developments. Let's check out this fight.
Absolutely. So it's a DFG as he jumps in so that all of his damage hits afterwards. It just makes supports disappear. And at that point, Impact was out the bottom, distracting most of LemonDogs, which allowed SKT free reign onto Zoro Zero. You can see the Swain pick coming in a bit with Nukeduck, how well he was able to stick in that fight as Swain, and how difficult it was for SKT to focus him down. But because SKT got the jump on them, because SKT had the gold lead, it just wasn't a fair fight. So they're like, all right, we're going to think about going for the Baron. They can tank it with Spiderlings and plants, not get too low themselves, and LemonDogs has to pull the trigger to go in, but the vision has been denied.
They've got to go in.
Do that.
It's down to 2,000 hit points, but look at Dexter just getting melted. That is it. Jungler out. No steals coming here. SKT going to turn this one around. Tabs is going to be the focus target for good unstoppable force on towards Bengi. Mandu getting taken down, but Nuke just gets melted out there. Tabs puts some good damage down, but Faker gets himself the double. Zoro Zero, he gets caught out. He goes down, and that's going to be Tabs caught out. He just gets melted and destroyed. The moment someone gets focus targeted, their hit points are gone. And that is the ace for SK Telekom T1.
So much damage comes out, so organized by SKT. Look at Dexter. He is gone. That was Faker. It just kills him immediately. And then LemonDogs is like, I guess we have to fight a 4v5 because they're already partway committed. Zoro Zero landed an amazing ultimate. Nukeduck was in good position, but as soon as Nukeduck went in to try to tank, everyone focused at once.
LemonDogs realizing the dangerous situation they're in. He's going to go for it. The mid thing just about gets.
Even without the Faker ultimate impact, if they land a stun, but it's actually LemonDogs who goes in.
Zoro Zero decides to go aggressive, assault battery on towards Piglet, but they've just got no follow-up. There's no damage coming out from LemonDogs, and I can see SKT1 just turn it around. Faker picks up one, picks up two, comes on through. Impact locks in towards it. Tabs trying to do a valiant effort, but he gets caught with the grasping roots. Piglet rolls on through. Mithy gets dropped. He's going to get taken down. Impact will get on towards him. Mandu follows on through. Bengi locks in there. That's going to be Nukeduck. He got Impact down, but Mithy's the only man standing, and it was a triple kill for Faker.
And the fight just kept going, and it was gone. Now SKT have the minions in the mid lane, getting the Nexus turrets down. This looks like a 35-minute win.
That to me seemed like a bit of a crazy initiate. I think in that they realized that the goose was cooked, the game was over, and SK Telekom T1 will be taking their first game against the LemonDogs in this group stage.
He got him.
Faker got him, but he goes down to the tower as well. Didn't even get caught out. Just pads out those stats there. Feeling happy with that one. Job done for the man in the middle.
But after a rough start against LemonDogs, they just turned it on. 60,000 gold by the end of that game, a 16,000 advantage over LemonDogs. And the Swain pick was a gambit. That gambit didn't work.
Not so well, it seems. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen, because Season 3 World Championships live from Los Angeles. We'll be right back.